There's a wonderful Hungarian proverb, and it says, "Do not be cruel to others unless you are willing to be responsible for their acts of cruelty later in life." And very often we overlook that if I'm mean to this person or that person, it has a cumulative effect. It just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. And, Leo Buscaglia, who wrote, a dozen odd books, wonderful books about love and conscience, he said, had a wonderful thing to say when he said, "You truly discover yourself when you become selfless." And I really believe that about life, is that you will never discover yourself until you become selfless. And I've asked my graduate students, I say, how many of you, if I could promise you an A in your most difficult class, all you got to do is go give blood this week? Man, the hands go up. How many of you, if I could give you an A in your most difficult class, research, statistics, whatever, and all you got to do is sign your donor card this week? Man, the hands go flying up, I'll take that A. And I say, well, here's my point, is that signing your donor card and giving blood are more important than that class. And signing your donor card and giving blood are easier than getting an A in that class. And sometimes we lose sight of some of the little things that we do that are the most important things in life.
In a complex and changing world, businesses, corporations, and organizations are constantly trying to motivate, inspire, and challenge their employees. Finding a speaker who can do all of these things can be a rewarding experience for individuals and organizations. Dr. Bird will combine his wisdom, wit, and insight to challenge, entertain, and lift your audience.
When I was in the middle of writing my book, How to Build a Child's Character, I remember it was a very hectic night, and I was going to go down and speak to a junior high school. And I had all of my papers spread out all over the table, and I remember at the last moment that I had to be down at this junior high school, and it's not far away from here, actually, and I met with a group of parents and teachers, and we were talking about bullying and cyberbullying and things that are happening to kids these days at junior high school. And any of you that are teachers, you know what this is like. When you get done with class, and you have everybody kind of milling around, and somebody's going to wait until everybody's gone. And there was this woman standing over there patiently with her purse, and she waited until everybody was gone. And she came up to me afterwards, and she said, "Dr. Birchak, I just wanted to share something with you. I appreciate you coming down to the school. And a couple of years ago, your students from the college came down to my daughter's elementary school, and they did that character education thing where they were going in and doing some character education things." And she said, "I have to tell you, thank you so much. It was a wonderful thing." She says, "But let me share with you something that happened." And she says, "My daughter and I," she was in 5th grade at the time, "we had this agreement that every Friday we would clean out her backpack, give her a fresh start on the week. So we'd take out the papers that she didn't need. We'd find old crushed milk cartons and dead fruit and things in her backpack. But she says, here we are cleaning out her backpack, and this little piece of paper falls out on the floor. And she says, honey, what's that? And she says, oh, Mom, that's that character education thing. And so this woman is telling me the story, and now she reaches into her purse. And I remember when she described it to me, at night she was reaching in her purse, and she had this piece of paper all neatly folded up. And she says, Dr. Birchak, this was what the character education assignment was that week. And she says, what the assignment was is for all of these 5th grade students to write a paragraph about somebody who is a role model in their life. And now the woman pulls out this piece of paper, and I could see her lips start to quiver, and she starts to get tears in her eyes, and she says, Dr. Birchak, this is what my 5th grade daughter wrote for the most important role model. She says, the most important role model in my life is my mother, because even when I do dumb things and make mistakes, she is kind, patient, and she still loves me. If I could grow up to be like anyone in this world, it would be my mother. And by the time this woman gets done reading this to me, she's in tears. She's got me in tears. And I said, what a wonderful thing to be at that point in life when you can see how much you mean in your daughter's eyes. And it always reminds me, I could write volumes and volumes about character education, conflict resolution, how to get along with people, and it's all summed up in what a 5th grade girl writes about how she sees her mother. And one of the things that I'll remind everybody here is that in somebody's eyes, you're something. Everybody here, in somebody's eyes, you're something. You're somebody. And wouldn't it be wonderful if somewhere down the line somebody was asked about kindness or compassion or love, and the first person they thought of was you? I think that's what our lives are all about, especially us as teachers. That's what our lives are all about. Well, I thank you folks for having me in today, and I wish you the best with your school year.
For more information, log on to docbird.com. You won't regret having Dr. Bird as a speaker for your next function.